Heyo! How are you doing, Adrian? Hi, hi. It's good to hear that you're doing good. I am doing alright so far, I guess. I got my car back from the from maintenance. So yesterday my bed broke, and since then I've been sleeping on the floor, basically on my mattress. So all in all, everything is going alright, I guess. Hey, we did order a new bed, so that's gonna arrive at some point. So what are you up to? Well, that's neat at least. But you are doing stuff, so even it's just the regular stuff. That reminds me, I bought some new dices. Give me a moment. Oh, damn it. Where did I put him? How did I had 3 new dice sets? But where did I put them? Please don't set my bag. Okay. Where are they then? Ah, in here, okay. Up. You're going to ask for some dice for on your birthday. That's gonna be a strange request, not gonna lie. Here they are. Granite dices. And from the salamanders. And some of these are some Age of Sigma dices. I like the color of these. Yeah, they're pretty cool. You're hungry. You should get yourself something to eat. And Tim Hortons. Well, don't know what that is since we don't have something like that over here, so not too sure what it is. Ah, okay, okay, makes sense. Someone likes the pizza. Pizza. Yeah, usually parents are not too keen on letting their kids just go and eat and fast food. So probably you have to wait until you're older, until you can go buy your own. Yep, different. Your taste does change over time. So like that's the thing also with me. Like my parents said that earlier I didn't like salads, and and when I ate it later, then I liked it a lot. Mm. I mean, it do be dangerous out there. But to be fair, you live in Canada and not the USA, so probably not as. as dangerous to walk around outside. Well, you will see. You will see if they say yes. Hmm. Right. All right. BRB. Hey, SM, SM. Hey, hey, don't worry. I know that I can be boring. Don't worry, Arian. You're all fine. Yeah, I'm gonna be painting in a bit. I just wanted to finish this mini I started yesterday. So to be fair, going to continue painting him. Because there he is. Give me a moment. There he is. I have some more correction work I need to be doing. I wanted to finish this because my water pot is currently serving me as a, well, as a trash, as a little trash bin for these like snippets. Heyo! Now that this thing is done, time to get back to work. I'm right. I'm right here. Yeah, you are right. Right there. Beep. Damn it. I have to do some work. Sorry, microphone bumped into the springs. Ugh.
Clegg? Yo, Clegg. Which one of you is Clegg?
I'm just gonna put up something funny. So if you wanted to just go to Mike Burns Fire. It's a pretty it's a pretty hilarious channel run by two guys. One is called Zach Hazard. Yep, pretty funny guys, fun to listen to. So
Who is Clegg? Are you Clegg? Careful, buddy.
Whoa. I just had the most amazing dream.
Don't share.
I got a medal from President Kimball himself.
Wow, that sounds great. Actually, and you know he'd do a real dick move about it too, where he'd leave the little dammits out of the back of it and just punch it into your sternum really hard. I'm making fun of him, but when I got promoted to corporal, I teared up a little bit, so I can't say anything. You do that when you got promoted to sergeant? Did you tear up a little bit? I never got promoted to sergeant. I was a specialist the whole time. Well, when you got promoted to specialist, did you tear up? No, not really, because I was just so dejected about life at that point. I was just like, whatever, let's just get this over with. All of your hopes and dreams had been crushed. I did tear up a little bit when I got promoted to PFC, but then when I got promoted from PFC to specialist, I was just like, this is just an automatic promotion, and I don't care. Oh, your promotion to specialist was automatic? Promotion from E1 to E2 to E3 and to E4 are all automatic. All of your promotions from E1 to E4 came after time in service, and that's it? Yes. Yeah, you don't have to work for them. I understand that. I actually had to work for corporal. That's not just time in service. Oh, yeah, no. A bunch of things got factored in for me. Military proficiency, all the studying I did. I actually had to work for corporal. If I had gotten promoted to sergeant, I probably would have been relatively pleased about that, but you have to get points to get promoted. To sergeant? Yes.
yeah, I'm watching fun videos.
At the time, the amount of promotion points you
That's why I say go. If you want to watch these two, go to Mike Burns Fire. That's the channel name.
Because apparently the Army had decided that they had too many 45 Bravo sergeants, and they didn't need any more. So they increased the amount of points you had to get in order to get promoted to sergeant. In order for me to get 798 promotion points, I would have had to have taken 8 years of college, maxed out my PT test, scored perfectly on rifle qualification, and pistol qualification, and machine gun qualification, and grenade qualification, also max out my PT test again. Basically, there was no way for me to get 798 promotion points unless I was in the military for 8 years. If you changed your job from that MOS to a different MOS, would the score be lower? You could get to sergeant if you changed your job? Yeah, but then I would have had to go back to a job school. And you loved your job so much. Well, and I actually enjoyed doing my job. So basically, they couldn't promote me to sergeant. Yes. They just couldn't because I didn't have enough promotion points. They were like, there's no way we can promote you to sergeant, but we'll promote you to corporal instead. And I was like, no, thank you. I don't want something that is the exact same pay grade with no respect whatsoever. You were already a specialist, and they were offering to promote you sideways. It's not an upgrade. Yes. It's not an upgrade at all. I don't get paid anymore, and now I have twice the responsibilities. Because I'm in charge of a squad of idiots who, because they're pissed off at me because I made them stay late and help me do stuff, they decided not to shave that morning, so I get in trouble. I can't believe you didn't take them up on that offer. Yeah, they tried to promote me several times. They also tried to send me to Warrior Leaders course, which the Warrior Leaders course is something else that you could do to get more promotion points, and it's 2 months. It's like going through basic training again. Sounds fun. Yeah, it's 2 months of living in very small barracks and having to march everywhere and not being able to drive your car and have to go to classes and also go to your normal job because you can't go out of your normal job while you're in Warrior Leaders course. So they tried like 6 times to send me to Warrior Leaders course, and I said, no, I'm not going, and they said, well, we're going to give you a counseling if you don't go, and I said, fine, I'll fill it out. So I filled out the counseling and wrote, I'm not going to Warrior Leaders course. I already have to fix an entire battalion's worth of weapons. Do you really want me leaving for 2 months? And then they sent it to the battalion commander, and the battalion commander went, why are you trying to write him up? After the 4th time, I didn't fill out the counseling that they told me I had to fill out, and I just didn't go. Didn't go to Warrior Leaders course. Okay. One of the other people that was in my platoon that went to Warriors Leaders course, because his promotion points were at 95, he could get his promotion points for farting. he went to the Warriors Leaders course, and they were doing roll, and they were like, Specialist Zach. Where the fuck is Specialist Zach? And he's like, he didn't show up.
They expected you to be there?
Yeah, they expected me to be there, and I just didn't go. Somebody in my chain of command was like, Zach, why didn't you report to Warrior Leaders course? And I was like, because I had a bunch of guns to fix.
It's always your fallback excuse.
That was literally always my fallback because I was the only small arms repairman. It's like if you got hired to work at a Jiffy Lube and then everybody that worked at the Jiffy Lube wasn't there anymore and you're the only person and they still expect you to go to your other job and work at Jiffy Lube. Well, I guess I'm only working at Jiffy Lube because I'm the only person here.
So did you end up getting promoted to sergeant?
No, I never got promoted to sergeant. Had insult to injury. A couple years after I got out of the military, I was teaching small arms repair in Virginia to the military as a civilian.
Was that a nicer gig?
Oh, it was so much better. Show up for work.
Okay, some of my zoom glasses disappear. Cool.
Did it make you feel better that you would wake up as a civilian, go to the military, look at all of these military personnel having the life sucked out of them,
man,
having to sit in a class taught by you, and then you would get to leave and go home?
Oh man, it was great. And as a short aside, I did tell everyone that came through my class,
One of them
get sent to Fort Polk, Louisiana.
You were warning
Pray
them.
to God. And then one week they came back, and one of them just had the most dejected look on his face. I said, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "I'm getting sent to Fort Polk." And I was just like, "You are never going to re-enlist." And he's like, "That's exactly what the sergeant said when he told me that I was getting sent to Fort Polk."
I love how that's the thing that everybody says.
It's the most horrible place ever. Anyway, I was talking to one of the E4s about, don't worry about doing well on your PT test because you're never going to get promoted to sergeant.
No.
And he was like, "Yeah, I will." And I was like, "No, you won't. Promotion points are like 798 for that." And he was like, "No, I'm getting promoted to sergeant as soon as I leave from here because the promotion points are like at 93.
Did you think it was in a different job?
No, because after I got out of the military, apparently all of the small arms repairmen got out of the military because they couldn't get promoted to sergeant. The Army went, "Holy crap, we need E5 small arms repairmen. Reduce the promotion points down to 95 and get them up there." The Army is constantly doing this thing where they say, "We have too many E5s. Make the promotion points maximum." All the E5s get out, and then the Army goes,
Yeah, I did sleep on the floor last night.
Repairmen. Just drop the promotion points down to 0. If one of them farts in formation, make him an E5.
Do you think you could have gotten a sergeant if that were the case? If the promotion points were at 98?
Easily.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You never considered yourself to be an exemplary soldier, though.
No, but at least then I may have gotten some respect from other NCOs when they came down to get their weapons fixed. Instead of them looking at me and going, "He's a specialist, he doesn't know anything." Then maybe I would have had some NCOs go, "Oh, you're also an NCO. I got your back, bro. Let me help you fix these guns."
Well, in the Marine Corps, E4s were NCOs too, so if you had joined the Marine Corps, you might have gotten a little more respect too.
Yeah, but if I joined the Marine Corps, I would have been a 2111.
And
I would have had to fix SMAWs. Marines get cooler stuff. I should have went to the Marines.
Yeah, I figure you should join the Marine Corps because you got to go big or go home, right?
No, I joined the Army because my grandpa was in the Army.
Well, so was mine, but I'm better than my grandpa. That's just kidding. He was a World War II vet. I respect him greatly.
The greatest generation.
Yes. We are way off topic
We're
here.
so far off topic now. I don't know where you're going to put that audio.
I'll just have that entire long story while we're staring at Corporal Clegg.
Cut all of this out. This is all pointless.
Corporal Clegg, I wanted to talk to you, maybe learn what your point of view was, but I'm so tired now, I need to go take a nap. We'll be back tomorrow. We can sing some cadence along the way.
No, shut up! I hate cadence. Yeah, I really hate cadence.
Left, right, low, right.
Oh my God, shut up.
Left and right and low,
I will
right.
admit, shut up. I will admit that the Marines have a better cadence system in that they only do cadence when they're like running for like PT.
You think so?
They don't do like other dumb cadences while you're just marching to places.
That depends on where you go.
The Army does cadence all the time. All of the time. Anytime you march somewhere, you're doing cadence. Which is stupid, because you end up with some of the dumbest cadences ever that people come up with off the top of their head. Like Pebbles and Bam Bam on a Friday night trying to get to heaven on a paper kite. And it's like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? then you get other people that are super, super motivated that do dumbass cadences about airborne rangers. And I'm like, we're in a support unit. Not a single one of us is an airborne ranger. None of us will be airborne rangers. Stop with the cadence. It's stupid. C-130 rolling down the strip, airborne rangers on a one-way trip. None of us are airborne rangers. None of us are ever going to do dangerous missions like that. I swear to God, next person to do a cadence like that, I'm going to put you on a C-130, and then I'm going to
Oh, Jesus. So what's the most bored you've ever been? I know it's asking you to search your entire military career and try and find especially boring. Yeah.
Why don't you go first? You tell me what's the most bored you've ever been first.
Man, I don't know. There's there was a time where we had nothing to do for like 3 days, so we just stacked plastic bottles and threw rocks at them for the entirety of those 3 days. And that was it. That was all we did for like 3 days.
That is pretty bored. But yeah, there was one night where we were sitting out there and we took something similar to what you did, where we just took like a can, like an empty SpaghettiOs can, and put it on the curb, and we were just pitching rocks at it to try and knock it over.
It's pretty much all you can do when you got nothing to do. You just target practice.
Yeah, just do that. And then we got yelled at for doing that.
Yeah, well, that's because you're in the military and you get yelled at for everything.
Yeah. And then people wondered why I smoked, like, seriously, a pack and a half of cigarettes a day. I used to have a grenade launcher.
You didn't have any grenades for it though, did you?
No, I mean, like, while I was in the military, I was issued a grenade launcher.
You ever fire a grenade launcher?
Yes, a lot.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. A lot.
How many grenades have you thrown?
Hand grenades?
Yeah.
Only like 2, but 40mm grenades, a lot of them.
Why would you, working in the armory, an enclosed space, be issued a grenade launcher?
Because, okay, so we got 6 new grenade launchers into our company, and they called me, and they said, hey, come down to the arms room and install these grenade launchers. I said, what M16s am I putting these grenade launchers on? And they said, pick 6 of them. And I went, seriously, any 6? And they said, yeah, any 6. And I went, okay, well, where's my weapon? Give me that. That is mine. I'm putting this grenade launcher on it. I have a grenade launcher now. Because I wanted a grenade launcher.
You've actually fired a grenade launcher.
I fired a lot of grenades. We went on a convoy live fire mission.
While you were deployed?
No, convoy live fire range. It was like a firing range where we rode in the back of trucks and shot at stuff with them.
Veronica's still not doing well because you blew her up with the grenades.
And basically, we were only supposed to go on 1, and they did 6 of them. I was only supposed to go on 1. I volunteered to go on all 6 because they had ordered too many practice grenades. So I ended up firing a lot of 40mm grenades. I used the grenade launcher so much I didn't really even need to use a sight on it anymore. I would just be like, okay, well, I need to be at roughly this elevation to hit a target at 300 meters.
And then you'd hit the target.
Yeah. I know a lot about grenade launchers.
Learn something new every day.
I can't believe I've never told you this story about grenade launchers.
You've got a lot of stories I haven't heard before.
Yeah, I had an underbarrel M203 grenade launcher for like almost a year while I was in the military, and then they took it away from me because they said,
I'm not doing so well here.
Then they took it away from me because they said, well, you're mostly going to be in a shop fixing weapons all the time. And I said, fine, I guess I don't get a grenade launcher anymore. So yeah, they took my grenade launcher away from me, and then they gave me a belt-fed machine gun. Which I didn't understand anymore, because I was like, you just said I'm going to be, like, in a shop, so why would I need a grenade launcher? And then you gave me a fully automatic belt-fed machine gun. Are you fucking stupid?
The answer to that question is yes, it's the military. They are.
And as it turns out, they didn't really care that I had just put a grenade launcher on my rifle with, like, no authorization, and I had never been to a firing range with a grenade launcher before. They didn't care because the majority of people who had put grenade launchers on their weapons were super pissed about it because it meant they had to carry more weight. I didn't care. I wanted a 40mm grenade launcher.
Well, that is quite the story I had never heard before.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to bring up the conversation of poop again, but...
No, but you're going to, yes.
Yeah, you kind of reminded me of a story that happened to me when I was on a mission with some other Marines, and we also had a porta-john, and it was in the middle of nowhere, so it didn't get emptied.
So very, very rapidly filled with fecal material and urine.
Yes, to put it in a very gross way, that is true.
And also probably MRE wrappers and crayons and glue, because that's all Marines eat.
Yeah. And there wasn't enough toilet paper, so what they used was fiberglass cloth.
What?
Yeah, they had cloths that we normally use for cleaning up grease. We had some of that.
Oh, like not fiberglass, like a fiber cloth.
No, it was a fiberglass cloth. It was a cloth that had fiberglass in it.
Oh my god, that is the worst idea I think I've ever heard.
And they were using it as toilet paper.
That is the worst idea I've ever heard. The itching would be indescribable.
It apparently didn't come to anyone's mind that maybe scratching your butt with something like that would be a bad idea. So yeah, that was a fun weekend.
Please tell me you didn't use it.
I will not tell you anything more about that weekend.
Oh
that
my
was a
god,
terrible weekend.
you wiped your ass with fiberglass. That's like wiping your ass with poison ivy and going, oh, this will be fine.
Man, I joined the military over a decade ago, and you joined even earlier than that.
Yeah,
So
I joined 2004.
yeah, right out of high school.
If we want to get real technical about it, I didn't actually join right out of high school. I had to wait 6 months.
Because you weren't old enough?
No, because they said, hey, we have enough small arms repairmen for this fiscal year, so you have to wait until next fiscal year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, do you want to be a truck driver? You could join the military right now. And I said, fuck you.
I drove a truck in the military. I drove Humvees and 7 tons.
Yeah, it wasn't your job, and you did it just as well as people whose job it was.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Well, my job in the military was Basic Water Sanitation Engineer, but the old acronym for it was Hygiene Equipment Operator.
Mm-hmm.
So HEO.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one guy in our job training corps. He was a big burly guy. We called him Ox, but he was like 200 pounds of all muscle.
Uh-huh.
We were like, why did you join as a hygiene equipment operator? I was supposed to be heavy equipment operator, but my recruiter got the paperwork wrong.
Oh my god. Well, let's go find Night Aster and be like, not Night Aster.
Night
but-
Aster.
Sorry.
You just promoted First Sergeant Aster to... Oh, I guess I got a promotion, don't I, recruit? There was a gunnery sergeant who was my drill instructor, and he gave me a command, and I was so exhausted, I just said, yes, ma'am. And I stopped short, and he looked at me. You were going to say, yes, sir, right? You weren't going to say, yes, ma'am, were you? And I said, yes, Master Sergeant.
Wait, what rank was he?
He was gunnery sergeant, so one rank below Master Sergeant.
He got a promotion. Oh, good, a promotion! In basic training, I named one of my weapons.
What did you name your weapon?
I named my M16 Piper.
No, you didn't.
I did, actually. I named my M16 Piper in basic training.
That was like 10 years ago, before Fallout 4 came out.
Oh, yeah, because Piper has never been a name.
Why did you decide to name your rifle Piper?
Because everybody else was naming their rifles after their girlfriends or wives or whatever, and I didn't have either. So I was like, I'm going to name it Piper, because I like that name. It's a nice name.
It's just a name you liked.
I like the name Piper.
And then you spent every night with Piper.
Yep.
I named my rifle too.
What'd you name it?
I named her after the serial number, so it was easy to remember. Good old 0309823.
Let me tell you a fun story about when Mike joined the military. I was at my horrible base of Fort Polk, the asshole of the entire world. I was playing video games, and I get a call from a number I don't recognize. This guy on the line says, hi, my name is Sergeant whatever. I'm with the United States Marine Corps. And he says, I have heard from Mike that you might be interested in joining the Marines.
Okay.
I didn't have the heart to tell him, no, I'm already in the military. So what I said is, no, I'm going to college. And he says, you know, if you join the Marines, they'll actually help pay for college. And I said, nah, it's okay. I got a trust fund. I'm going to be a doctor.
You said that?
Yeah. After talking with him for about a good 10 minutes on the benefits of joining the Marines, while I'm actually already in the military, I finished talking to him. I called Mike, and I said, Mike, why'd you tell him I was interested in joining the Marines? And you just started laughing. Said you thought it was funny.
That sounds like me, all right.
I was like, Mike, I told you how bad the military is. Why'd you join?
Oh, was he contacting you because he was trying to verify that I was...
No, he was contacting me because when you went to the recruiter station, you wrote down 4 people's names that might be interested in joining the military, and you wrote down my name, knowing full fucking well that I was already in the military.
I actually put down 4 people's names, all of whom were in the military.
Probably all of whom were already in the military.
So he couldn't harass civilians. Have you ever consumed so much water that you puked?
Yes, I have been
Overhydrated?
I have been overhydrated before, and it is awful. I just came back from leave, and I had to pee in a cup to prove that I hadn't done drugs.
Oh, yes, I remember this story.
Yeah.
Because you're very shy when it comes to urinating in public.
I was very shy when it comes to urinating in public. And I had to pee very badly, and all the drill sergeants were very angry that I wouldn't pee, or that I couldn't pee.
For their urinary analysis test.
For their pleasure.
They wanted to watch.
And they wanted to watch me pee. That's how they get off. So I basically ended up drinking 7-8 gallons of water.
Because they would tell you to pee in a cup, and you couldn't. So they'd force you to drink a bottle or two of water, and you couldn't still.
So I'd drink more water, and I had drank so much water that I just started throwing up uncontrollably. The entire time, this one drill sergeant was running around the room with a baseball bat, breaking things and screaming, "Private, if you don't pee right now, I'm going to cave your skull in and I'm going to fuck you to death." It was probably the most horrifying experience of my entire life, and I'm including getting mortared.
Oh, the things you'll see. I don't want to brag, but I do have 6th rank expert marksmanship.
Wait a minute. Expert marksmanship only goes to 4 ranks.
No, it goes to 6.
What are you trying to pull?
What are you talking about? I don't know how your army shooting works. Probably less than my effective Marine Corps shooting. It's okay. You can wallow in your mediocrity by comparison. It's fine.
Did you get sharpshooter?
Oh, no.
Or marksman?
Oh, no. I did not get either of those. I got expert.
I'm sorry, expert.
Yes. I don't know if you have the same marksmanship.
Yes, Mike.
ranking.
I got expert every time.
Did you get the pizza box? You got the pizza box, didn't you?
No, I got expert marksman.
You got the toilet seat.
Actually, in basic training, I didn't get expert marksman, but that was because when we went to the final qualifying range, I went to tap the magazine to seat all the rounds properly in it, and the bottom of the magazine exploded outwards, and the rounds ruptured all over the place. So I basically was panicking trying to single-hand load my M16 on a course that requires the use of 2 fully loaded magazines.
I was also on the firing range, and I had an issue. I had 20 rounds in a magazine, and while I got to the firing range, I noticed that there was a live round on the ground, and I thought, oh no, one of my rounds must have fallen out. So I chambered that one, and then I shot at my target. It was a little weird that all the instructors were counting our shots, and I had 21 shots on mine. I
figured out the mathematical fucking equation to solve the lack of ammo.
Yeah.
I think there's something wrong with this gun.
It jammed a little bit.
Yeah.
If it jams, that's what you gotta do. You gotta push forward on that. What do you call it?
The jam enhancer?
The jam enhancer? I don't think that's what it's called.
I've used that once in my entire military career, and I have never used it since that day.
I can't believe you found a use for it.
Well, my entire rifle was completely filled with sand and dust.
I never had that experience.
Because some genius decided we were going to do a firing range in the middle of a sandstorm. Hooray!
I was cleaning my rifle one time, and I just couldn't figure out how to send the bolt home. And I told my fellow Marines sitting next to me, I said, I can't figure out how to send the bolt home. Look, I'm pushing the button, and it's not sending the bolt home. And he looked at me with this look of incredulity and said, that's because that's the magazine release button.
Wow.
So
if I had known that about you, I would have said that we can't be friends anymore. While I was in the military and I lived in the barracks, we had a thing that was called Better Opportunities for Single Soldiers, or BOSS.
Sounds like a dating meetup program.
No, but it was supposed to help create fun events for people that lived in the barracks, so they didn't just sit in the barracks and drink all the time. It was like, oh, we're going to have this meeting out here, and there's going to be baseball and food and fun times, and there'll be people playing music.
I love those days. Those are so fun.
And you have to show up in civilian clothes. And also, we're having a formation afterwards, which you have to be in uniform for.
That part's not so fun.
I'm literally in the middle of work. I have 15 weapons that need to be fixed right now, but I have to go to this mandatory fun day, so whoop-de-doo. So I had to go back from work to the barracks, get changed into civilian clothes, go to this meeting, and they were like, oh, there'll be food there. So I didn't eat lunch.
I know where this story's going. Was this your first mandatory fun day, or were you aware of the procedure for that?
Oh, I was aware of the procedures for mandatory fun day. Usually when they said there's going to be food there was food there that you didn't have to pay for.
You say this isn't your first mandatory fun day, but I think you would have learned by now to always have a can of SpaghettiOs or a packet of jerky, because you know this kind of garbage happens all the time.
So show up for the mandatory fun day. They have hot dogs.
$5 a pop.
Yeah, which are $5 a piece.
For charity, right?
No, it goes to the Better Opportunities for Single Soldiers thing, so that they can have more fun meetings like this.
Pretty much charity, but it's a terrible charity.
It's a terrible charity that means that the sergeant who lives in the barracks and who runs the Better Opportunities soldiers thing can go frickin' skydiving. Whereas I'm stuck sitting at the barracks getting drunk because I don't have anything else to do. Anyway, show up there. I have to pay like $5. I don't have any money. Then I have to go to a formation. So I have to go back to the barracks, get changed into my uniform, put on my black wool hat that I have to wear in the summer in Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
Where it feels like 120 degrees outside. I stand in formation for 10 minutes and then pass out because my blood sugar is too low.
This isn't a unique story for you, but it is.
No, this happens to pretty much everybody in the military.
Yeah.
I wake up and my first sergeant and a medic are dragging me away from the formation.
Did you get the silver bullet?
No, I didn't. The medic that was dragging me back was not part of like an organized medical thing. He was just a medic that was standing in formation behind me.
Oh, you're lucky they didn't have any thermometers on hand.
Thank God. According to him, this is pretty much what happened. This is bullshit. I fell into the person in front of me and knocked him over. I wake up, my first sergeant and a medic are dragging me back, and my first sergeant is cussing me out and telling me that I have disgraced him and the entire unit because I passed out. The medic is telling the first sergeant that he needs to shut the fuck up because I just passed out, probably from low blood sugar. And also because it's 120 degrees outside. He's like, did you eat at all today? And I was like, no, I didn't eat. I went to the boss meeting. And he's like, you gotta eat before those things, man. They charge you money.
Because it wasn't his first rodeo either.
Anyway, long story short, I passed out because the army said that there was gonna be food there, and then there wasn't food there, except there was food there, but I had to pay money for it.
Like they do every year.
Yeah. Mandatory fun days are the worst.
Oh man, when we got sent to Africa, we got 2 guys that fell out of heat stroke the first day because they had to sleep under the frickin' 120-degree sun.
Oh, that seems like a great idea.
Don't worry, we had plastic tents to sleep in that had no ventilation.
Yes. They have no ventilation, so they just keep all the humidity and moisture in there.
Me and another guy had night shift, so we spent the entire night shift guarding the equipment. And then during the day, everyone else went out, and we got to sleep in the hot, hot sun.
Oh, God.
And it was already steaming hot at 9 in the morning. So I couldn't sleep. I'm naked and I'm still sweating, so we know what? Forget it. I'm just going to put my gear back on, and I'm just going to use my off time to play cards, because there's nothing else I can do. Meanwhile, the other guy stayed in the tent for about 15 minutes and started getting delusional, and he starts yelling, "Hey, Mike, are you feeling hot?" And of course, because I had left, he didn't hear anything, so he starts panicking, thinking maybe I had passed out. So he jumps out of his tent in nothing but his boxer shorts. He starts ripping open tents because he can't remember which one I'm staying in, yelling, "Mike! Mike, where are you? Speak to me, Mike!" And we're not too far away, so we see the ruckus. We turn our heads, and we see this guy screaming and ripping into tents.
It sounds like a vision from a meth-fueled nightmare. Like he was high on angel dust and was just ripping open tents trying to find you so that he could eat your organs.
Well, thank God he couldn't find me. I was too busy playing Caravan.
Oh, God. Why were you in Africa?
Oh, for training drills.
Oh,
I wasn't deployed or anything. We were just hanging out with the Senegalese troops. And one of them kept making moves on our sergeant.
I remember you telling me about that.
You can be my third wife.
Corporal Clegg, I present you with your Purple Heart. Wear it with honor.
How's it going?
Now that we're talking to Corporal Clegg again, can I tell you a really quick funny story about when I was in the military?
I love quick funny stories.
Okay. We were doing like a redeployment ceremony, which is when you get back from Iraq, and they have a big ceremony that's supposed to be, as everybody in my chain of command said, well, this ceremony's for you guys. And then I kept thinking, why the hell do I got to stand in the hot Louisiana sun for 3 hours while some guy talks about shit that I know I did?
While some guy fillets you in the hot sun?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you have to practice for those?
Yes, I had to practice for both of them.
Because standing requires practice?
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks of practicing for ceremonies. Anyway, at one of them, whenever we would practice, instead of the sergeant major giving his whole long-winded speech about everything that I know we did in country, he would just stand up there and walk up to the microphone and say remarks complete and go and sit down.
Because he didn't have to give the whole speech for the practice.
They practiced it at home, in the comfort of their house, in the comfort of air conditioning. Unlike me, because I'm a lowly soldier. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. During the actual deployment ceremony, he had said remarks complete so many times when he was called on stage that during the actual ceremony, he got up there, got behind the microphone, and said, said remarks complete and then went and sat down. And then I could see him sitting on stage. And 2 seconds after he sat down, he realized what he did and just went, oh, fuck.
You didn't hear it. You saw him mouth it, though.
Because he didn't actually give the speech he was supposed to give. And they just kept going. That was the best redeployment ceremony ever because it was about an hour shorter than it needed to be. Anyway.
So there was no fallout from that?
No, not really.
No, it's just a thing that happened.
It's a sergeant major who's going to yell at him. I remember my mom said, "Oh, fire truck" once.
Oh, fire truck. Actually, I have a funny story related to that. In my house, we were not allowed to say quite a few words. Yeah, at my house, you weren't allowed to say damn or all those other more explicit words. And then I went over to my aunt's house, and I heard her say damn, and I thought, oh boy, we can swear over here. So a couple seconds later, I yelled out as loud as I could, but no, we could not swear there. And if we do say certain words there, we get our mouths rinsed out with soap.
I never actually had my mouth rinsed out with soap.
Oh, lucky you. Looks like your parents didn't do very good parenting.
I was just hit.
It'd be funnier if it weren't true. No, and you were saying something about a story about your grandfather swearing?
Oh my god, the first time I heard like anybody actually curse or like my grandfather curse was when I was a wee little tot. And I was fishing with my grandpa off the edge of the dock that he had. And my grandpa caught this tiny little like bluegill or something. And he was trying to reel it in. He's like, "Get up here, you little shit." And I was like, oh, my grandpa said a poop word.
Tell me again the story of how you learned about all of the Gilmore Girls lore.
Oh my god. I didn't learn all of it. I watched the second movie. A lot.
A lot. You just couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah, so I got medevac to Germany because I had this weird problem that kept popping up with my leg. I still don't know what the hell was going on with that. I'm pretty sure it was a really bad allergic reaction to something, and my lymph nodes were just freaking the fuck out. While I was in Germany, the room I was staying in had a TV. There were only 3 channels that I could watch. One of them, everything was in German, and it was like weather and stuff like that.
And you knew German, so you watched it all the time, right?
No, I barely understood German, and it was really boring, so I didn't watch it. I was fully expecting there to be like, Germans are much more liberal about that stuff, so I was fully expecting to see like tits and stuff on TV, but no, I didn't get any of that. So after I got tired of watching weather a lot, I turned to one of the other channels, which didn't work properly. And after about 3 hours of watching static, I got really bored, so I changed it to the 3rd channel, which was just movies. And there were only like 4 movies that would play on this channel. And it was The Hunting Party, which is actually a semi-decent movie. 30 Days of Night, which was boring after the second time I watched it. And the Sex and the City movie. So I inadvertently ended up watching the Sex and the City movie about 12 times.
It's not inadvertently if you make the decision to actually do it.
That was the only thing that was on TV, and I didn't have a smartphone because it was before smartphones were a thing. So yeah, unfortunately, I watched the second Sex and the City movie like 12 times.
Well, since we have this long journey ahead of us, why don't you tell me the story of Sex and the City?
The second one? I can't remember the story from it.
Tell me about the characters.
I remember there's the one, like, bitchy girl that's got a face that's kind of like a horse that's like the main character. It's Sarah Jessica Parker, and she plays like a writer or something, and then her boyfriend is like a really rich dude whose name is Mr. Big, I think.
Okay.
And they go to Mexico at one point, and one of the girls gets the squirts because she accidentally drinks some water in the shower.
Sounds like a pleasant movie.
It's a dumb movie. It's a really stupid movie.
How would you rate it?
The second one?
Have you seen the first one?
No.
Okay, without seeing the first movie, how would you rate the second one?
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10?
I had 0 interest in that movie. There's nothing about that movie that appeals to me.
Just because it's not your genre doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
It was very boring. It was not well shot cinematography-wise. It was just a boring movie.
Motherfucker!
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. You know what's worse than that is when you're laying in bed and it's the morning and you're warm and comfortable. And you're like, oh no, I need to fart. So you fart and then you realize that you probably shouldn't have gambled on that one.
Never had that problem myself.
You fart and it comes up black, my friend.
Comes up black.
You gamble, you put it all on red, and guess what? Oh boy. This may or may not have happened to me. out a little fart, and then it's like suddenly, I'm not sleeping in today. Gotta run to the bathroom, but you do that weird waddle.
No, I do not make that weird waddle because I have never.
You never shit in the bed?
No, I've never. Is that Is that a thing that people do?
You've never gambled on a fart and lost.
No.
That happened to me.
Gross.
That also happened to me at a separate time, but that was because I had dysentery, so that's why it happened the other time.
Yeah, when you have dysentery, you can be forgiven for having bowel issues. When it's a beautiful morning and you wake up and the sun is just cresting over the hill and shining in your
What
window,
hill?
you don't normally go, "Oh, what a beautiful day. Better crap my bed."
I didn't do it on purpose.
You were at the gas station. You saw a red-tailed hawk.
I was at the gas station. I'm putting air in my tires. I'm like, oh, look, my tire's made in Serbia. That's kind of cool. And then I hear the noise. I was like, oh, wow, there's a red-tailed hawk flying around up there, which is really cool because I've never actually heard the red-tailed hawk sound in person. And it was flying around maybe 50, 60 feet above me.
What a fascinating story.
It's like, oh, that's really cool. Kept filling up air in my tires.
And then it came by and punctured your tires and said, "That's for sleeping with my girlfriend."
No.
That would've been
cooler than that. Bobby Bass wants to hear this story, too.
He wants to water his cacti. Those things are going to drown in the water.
Yeah, dude, stop watering your cacti so much. They're going to drown.
You were telling me about the hawk that stabbed you?
A minute after I noticed the red-tailed hawk is up there, I hear it cry a couple more times. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then I hear this whoo, poof in the ground right next to me. The red-tailed hawk lands 10, 20 feet away from me and just starts ripping into a squirrel. I'm like, holy shit, nature is so metal.
And this happened 10 feet from you?
Yeah, right next to me. It just slammed into a squirrel and starts tearing into it.
Did you fight that hawk for its meal, or did you think it
Nah,
deserved
man, that's his meal. He deserved it. He earned that meal. He gave me a show.
How is the fact that your car tires are made in Serbia relevant to the story?
It's not. I just happen to notice it, and those two are going to be forever correlated in my brain. I'm going to remember until the day I die that I once saw a red-tailed hawk rip into a squirrel about 10 feet away from me. Oh, and also my car tires were made in Serbia at the time.
Any other associations you wish to share?
I will forever associate the smell of diesel exhaust with the time of 5 in the morning.
And the reason for this is?
Just because when I was in the military, anytime we would ride to firing ranges in the back of military trucks, it was always at 5 in the morning. So if I smell diesel exhaust, that's like the first thing that goes into my head is waking up at 5 in the morning and climbing on the back of an LMTV to go to a firing range.
Yeah, I kind of get that. I get a similar smell from morning dew. Reminds me of nice, peaceful mornings in California. It's a very distinct smell.
Mm-hmm. Also, diesel exhaust from LMTVs kind of smells like Elmer's glue for some reason. I was living at home. I'd just gotten out of the military, and I was about to go to sleep, and I heard a bunch of noise from downstairs that sounded like people talking. And I chambered I chambered around in it.
Why is that your first reaction?
Because if somebody's breaking into the house and stealing crap, I'm gonna shoot them. So I go downstairs, and I'm in my underpants with a shotgun, clearing my house. I get downstairs, and the TV is on, and I'm like, who would turn on the TV if they're trying to break into a house? I go look around the side of the couch, and my cat has sat on the remote and has turned the TV on. I almost unloaded steel birdshot into my cat from point blank range.
In your shotgun, you had steel birdshot.
Yeah.
Why?
Because steel birdshot at close range is absolutely devastating.
And there's no need to shoot your cat when obesity is going to kill it soon anyway.
Oh, that's sad.
And true.
My secret for avoiding dental fees is to just do all my dentistry at home.
I don't even want to know.
I chipped one of my teeth at one point, and I went to the dentist, and they were like, okay, it's going to be like $600 to file this down. And I was like, I don't have $600.
No, I know where the story is going.
So I went to Walmart and bought a set of really, really fine, like, jeweler's files, and then just kind of filed the sharp edge off the tooth in my bathroom.
Why? Why do you do these things?
It didn't really hurt.
That's not the point.
I saved $600.
Oh, who can argue with that, I suppose?
$600 saved. Well, technically only like $580 because I had to buy the files. I didn't have them already. And then, as a bonus, I got to use the files for building model kits.
Why wouldn't you let a professional touch your teeth?
For $600?
Yes.
I did the exact same thing he was gonna do.
Okay.
Granted, I may have poked my tongue a couple times with the file, but you can't tell me that he wouldn't have done the exact same thing.
You're right. You're better than the dentist.
Yes, I am. Removing my teeth is something that I leave to the professionals.
Oh, I'm glad you at least have that common sense.
What I do is, if I need to get dental work done, I move to a different state. I have them do the dental work, and then I just move back to the state I was living in, and then I don't pay them.
Yeah. You've only got 49 dental visits left in your life, huh?
Oh, shoot, I guess you're right. Well, now it's like 43. Crap. I was eating a bowl of noodles at one point, and my molar cracked. A huge chunk of it came off. I started chewing on it, and I went, there's not hard things inside noodles. Unless you're eating raw noodles, in which case, yes, there's hard things. But I'm eating cooked noodles. Why is this happening? And it was a little tiny piece, like maybe the size of a pushpin head. And I spit it out, and it was a chunk of my tooth, and I went, oh, that's great. It didn't hurt, so I just left it. And then about 6 months later, I was grinding my teeth in my sleep, and when I woke up in the morning, I realized that half of my molar had completely sheared off.
Good God, man.
So I had to go to the dentist, and they had to basically post my tooth and put a crown on it, so I have a gold molar.
You know how sometimes you try and do home repairs, and you don't do them right? You gotta hire a professional to not only fix the problem that you originally had, but also to undo the bad stuff you've done.
That was not my fault. Nothing about that tooth was my fault. If anything, it was my previous dentist's fault, probably because I didn't pay him. He didn't know I wasn't going to pay him. It was my previous dentist's fault for not putting the filling in correctly, and also mostly my fault for grinding my
All right.
my sleep and
Have a good one.
tooth in general.
You've got a lot of problems, man.
I have a lot of dental problems. So while I was in the military, I was doing PT one day.
Boring. I mean, continue, please.
This is a fun story.
If you say
It's
so.
embarrassing for me. I have to do sit-ups, so I sit down on the ground, I start doing sit-ups, and I start feeling this itching on my thighs and on my ball sack. Oh my God, that's a lot of pain. That's way too much pain. That should not be that much pain. And I look down and realize I've been sitting on top of a fire ant hill.
And the fire ants are transferring icy hot to your genital area, which is why
Fire
it
ants
burns.
bit me, I think, like 30 times on my balls. Yeah.
How? Okay. How did they get through your trousers and undergarments?
Well, I wasn't wearing undergarments. I was just wearing my PT shorts.
Oh, that makes sense.
So they climbed up my butt crack and went onto my balls and bit me a bunch of times on my butt, on my thighs, and on my balls. And that was a lot of pain. And I basically didn't do anything for 2 days. I laid in bed and went, oh, this hurts so bad. Why?
Maybe next time you'll learn to look.
Yeah,
where your
maybe
butt's
next time
sitting.
I'll make sure that I look before I start doing sit-ups somewhere.
Maybe next time you'll learn to look before you sit on an anthill.
Moral of the story, don't sit next to a fire ant hill and let him just chew on your
It's not
gentleman's region.
It's not a moral. It's just practical advice.
I would assume that if you were a lady and they bit you on your lady bits, that probably wouldn't be any more pleasurable.
I wouldn't know. My boss has been trying to sell the work van for several months now.
Mm-hmm.
He got a new work van, but he didn't know what to do with the old one. He said he was going to try and sell it, but it had 300,000 miles on it.
Ooh, goodness.
He said if he couldn't find a buyer before winter... Oh, God!
Oh, boy.
We got some people here need to die first. He said if he couldn't sell it before winter, then he was going to send it to a scrapyard. Sell it to a scrapyard for the pittance that he would receive. What do you think happened in between then and now?
You bought the van.
No, I did not buy the work van.
Oh, well, you could. You could buy the work van and then live out of it.
I could, but it's a disgusting old van that's probably going to fall apart in a couple of weeks. He sold it. He did not sell it for money.
What did he sell it for?
I'll give you 3 guesses.
A gun.
Nope.
Beer.
Nope.
Pot.
I'll give you 3 more guesses. I'll give you 300 more guesses because you'll never get. It's a pig. He sold the van
What?
for a pig.
Who sells a van for a pig?
He bought a piglet that's like 100 pounds.
Well, okay. I'm listening to a story about a pig.
He sold the van for a pig. He bought a pig because he's going to feed it until it's 300 pounds, and then he's going to slaughter it for the meat. Can you tell we live in the rural part of our state?
That's astonishing to me on infinite levels. quick fun story. Anytime I got rounds that were bent or something, I would just pull the bullet out of them and dump the gunpowder into a bucket.
Wait. You got rounds that were bent?
If you had a misfeed and the round got jammed partially in the chamber and the bolt closed on it, it would bend up the round and then you can't use it.
Is that frequent?
Well, especially with military guns that are handled by a bunch of idiots that don't know how to put stuff together properly.
Fair enough.
So I would just dump the gunpowder into a bucket, and eventually I had a 5-gallon bucket that was completely filled with gunpowder. So I had all this gunpowder laying around, and I was like, I don't know what to do with it. I'm going to build a little tiny cannon.
You're going to build a tiny cannon out of all of this gunpowder that's lying around?
Well, I was going to use the gunpowder for a tiny cannon.
It seems like a fire hazard to leave that around. Isn't that stuff combustible?
Well, I would seal it in the bucket. I would put the lid on the bucket.
So safe.
There's no OSHA in Iraq. They don't care. So the first generation of the cannon was like a little metal pipe that I plugged up the back of it and drilled a little tiny hole in it, and I stuck a metal ball bearing, and I would ignite it with a torch, and it would go
do nothing.
It went like 2 inches. So I built another one, but the ball bearing wasn't exactly the right size, and it just launched the cap out of the back of it, and I was like, okay, well, that was dumb.
So we gotta use more gunpowder.
Eventually, I had built what I thought was a really good cannon. I threaded the end of the piece of pipe, I put a little cap on it, and then I put a little tiny square of fabric behind the ball bearing, and I jammed the ball bearing down there, and I put it in a vise.
So elaborate.
And I lit it. The ball bearing shot out at such velocity that it went straight through the roof of our motor pool. And I don't know what happened to it because I had built a muzzle loader. It basically built a 30 caliber muzzle loader.
So you had a tiny hole in your ceiling?
Not that anybody noticed because it was really high up and also the ceiling already had a bunch of holes in it. But yes, I built a 30 caliber muzzle loader and I'm really glad that nobody was standing anywhere near the front of it and it didn't ricochet off something and hit somebody in the head because I could have accidentally killed somebody with this stupid little thing that I thought would be funny to build.
Idle hands are the idiot's plaything.
Yeah, so the moral of the story is don't try to build small cannons in your motor pool. It's a really bad idea. You'll probably end up killing somebody.
You're the reason they put warning labels in the back of these things. You proud of that? Did you take it home with you or did someone take it from you?
No, the moment it went poof, because it was loud.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it was breaking the sound barrier, but it was loud. I couldn't hear out of one of my ears, and the moment it fired, I went, I'm gonna get in so much fucking trouble. I took the pipe out of the vise that I had it in, cut it up with a plasma torch, and threw it into the scrap bin.
So did anyone come by asking about that?
I'm assuming that somebody else probably heard it go off and just went, oh, fucking Zach.
It reminds me that I was working at the back of the warehouse, the medical warehouse, where all the
Yeah.
unsupervised kids were doing data entry, and we found some dry ice. First time. Oh yes, kids are so excited about it. And we put them all in a 2-liter bottle, and we dumped some water in there, and nothing happened. That's disappointing. So we kicked the bottle into the ditch behind the place, went back to work, and about an hour later, it went off. It sounded like a gunshot, only even louder than that.
Yes. Yeah, it sounded like a bomb going off because you made a bomb!
It did not go unnoticed. DNA test, brushing teeth, chocolate chip DNA. This was the message you sent me recently. Did you impregnate a chocolate bar?
My mom got me one of those like DNA ancestry test thingies.
Oh.
That tells you what your ancestry is.
So you're 1/4 chocolate bar.
I got it home and it's like, take this thing and spit into it.
That's not the first time your mother has said spit into this thing.
My mom didn't say that. It said that on the box.
So you had to spit in a vial, and then what?
Well, I was gonna spit in it, and I was like, I just ate a brookie.
Is that a chocolate brand?
It's a chocolate chip cookie brownie.
Okay.
It's a brownie with a chocolate chip cookie.
I get the
on it.
general idea.
Anyway, so I had just eaten a brookie. So I was like, oh, I don't want to spit in it right now because then I'll get a bunch of chocolate chip DNA in it. So I probably should brush my teeth first.
Okay.
That's it. That's the whole story.
And now you continue the story. Because when you tell a story, there's got to be something at the end of the story.
There has to be an end. Yeah. So basically, I was like, well, I don't want to just spit into this thing because I don't want it.
No. You don't repeat the end of the half story. You give me the other half of the story.
I don't want to get the results back, and it says, yeah, you are 1/2 chocolate chip cookie. So I was like, oh, I probably should brush my teeth first.
So what were the results?
I don't know. I haven't gotten it back yet. It takes like 2 months.
Maybe you're half idiot and the other half is also idiot.
I think it's probably one of those like 99% idiot, 1%
Native American jerky. Did you ever get your results back for your DNA test?
Are you ready to be super surprised at my DNA results?
You are 100% white and 2% Caucasian.
I am 47% England, Wales, and Northwestern Europe, and 36% Germanic Europe, and then 13% Norway and 4% Sweden.
So you're all Scandinavian.
So I am entirely 100% white.
Ah, you're a pureblood, are we?
If you looked up Caucasian white in the dictionary, it's pretty much what I am.
And people said that master race would be someone like you, but looking at you, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't think so. If I am the example of what the master race is supposed to be, then you
can do better, but you can definitely do worse. Did you ever see the shoe bills in California?
I did see the shoe bills in California. They did the beak chattering. They were like cop, 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 cop.
Was it everything you'd ever wish for?
It was amazing. I love shoe bills. They're the best.
Was it worth going all the way down to California to see them?
Yeah, but we did other stuff in California.
Like what?
We went all over the place. We went and saw a bunch of different animals. I saw an okapi. We went to the zoo. We went down to a beach and saw a bunch of seals and sea lions, and I almost stepped on one because I thought it was a rock.
Are they difficult to distinguish?
When they're laying on the beach and everything smells like beach, then yes.
As long as you had fun, that's all that matters.
I did. I had a lot of fun. It was a very enjoyable experience.
All right, shall we get back to killing things in the big mountain?
Let's go. The whole DNA test thing was a little odd because my sister got her DNA test done, and
I can imagine that being awkward if you find out she's 50% some other ethnicity.
Entirely Scandinavian.
Which is what yours are, isn't it?
No, mine is English and German. That's pretty much it. Mine is English and German with a little teeny tiny bit of Norwegian in there.
So, two possible occurrences here. Either they're scamming you, or something's been going on.
Well, my sister and I have different dads, so yeah.
She's your half-sister. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
I got carbon monoxide poisoning. It sucks. Don't get it.
Well, that's what you get for not having a carbon monoxide detector in your house, but it actually happened to you at work, didn't it?
Yes, it happened at work.
So having one in your house wouldn't have helped.
The HVAC guys had just been there, and they had been working on it. One of the vents that was in there basically got stuck closed, so our boiler was blasting exhaust gases into the building. So at a certain point throughout the workday, I started feeling kind of dizzy. And I was like, wow, this sucks. I wonder why I'm so dizzy. This is dumb. I just bumped into a door. I hate this. I mentioned that I felt dizzy to one of my coworkers, and he was like, yeah, I kind of have a headache. And he'd been trying to cut back on his drinking, so he jokingly said, oh, yeah, it's probably because I'm having withdrawals from drinking. And we were like, ha, 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 what a good joke.
I can't believe that's contagious. Ha, ha, ha. Why do we all have headaches?
Well, I didn't have a headache at the time. 20 minutes later, I was like, okay, now I have a headache. I want to throw up. I feel like garbage. I'm going to go stand outside. So I stood outside for like 10, 20 minutes. When I came back inside, I was like, wow, it smells like gas in here. And the moment I thought, wow, it smells like gas in here, I couldn't smell it anymore.
You thought, okay, must have been a fluke.
I thought it was just in the stairway or something. Then my ears started ringing, and I started getting really nauseous, and I had a really dull, throbbing headache. I kind of thought maybe I was being poisoned by carbon monoxide, and so I told basically everybody else in the building, I'm like, I think we're getting carbon monoxide poisoning. We just stood outside and then only went inside for like 10 minutes at a time, and then went back outside.
At this point, you already suspect that the building is filled with deadly gas.
Well, because we still had to close everything down. I can't just not lock all the doors and leave the registers in.
You can if there's a health hazard there.
The doors still have to be locked and everything.
Oh,
anyway,
there's a fire in the building. It's consuming us all. Well, I gotta go lock up the cash register. Hold on.
Oh my god. At one point, I had to go downstairs. I came back upstairs, and I felt like I had just finished running a marathon. My legs were basically rubber. I was trying to write down numbers. I had to write down the number 8 6 times before I got it right. The number 8.
Number 8.
And then I drew a 9.
Tell me how the different ways you screwed up the 8. Did you forget parts of it?
It was like too narrow.
Did you make 3 loops accidentally instead of 2?
Yeah, stuff like that. Like just screwing it up. And when I wrote the number 9, I made the bottom of the line way too long. So it was like a 9 with 6 L's attached to it. So at the end of the day, I sat outside. I'm just gonna have to wait before I drive home.
All 4 of you felt nauseous?
I probably got the worst of it.
Okay, so you all walked outside and you went, That sure sucked. Felt like we were all being gassed. See you tomorrow.
Pretty much. So I sat outside for a while, breathed fresh air, got in my car, rolled all the windows down, drove home, got home, called my girlfriend, and I was like, I feel like crap. I'm just gonna take a nap. And she went, no, you're going to the hospital. How did you get home? Did you drive? And I was like, yes. So she got very mad at me because I did not want to go to the hospital. Because we live in America, and then she gently reminded me that I have insurance through the VA, and also, to use her words, I have a fucking credit card. I ended up going to ER. They put me on oxygen. I basically lay in a bed for 3 hours.
Did they know you had poisoning?
No, when I went to ER, I told them. They asked, what are you here for? And I said, I got poisoned.
You didn't know that. You suspected it, though.
I was 99% positive.
You were 99% positive you had been poisoned, but you went home and relaxed anyway?
Pretty much what happens when you get carbon monoxide poisoning is they put you on oxygen. And that's it.
So you're like, I can get oxygen for free.
I can get oxygen for free by lying in my bed.
I'm sure the CO2 levels will go down by themselves.
No, that's carbon dioxide.
CO1 levels.
The CO level.
Yes.
It's just CO.
Whatever.
Because it's carbon monoxide.
Yes, nobody calls it Toy Story 1, but it's Toy Story 1. We get it.
Yeah. Okay, what were we talking about? So when I went to the hospital, they put me on oxygen for 3 hours, and they did some blood tests, and they told me, okay,
congratulations, you're HIV positive.
They didn't tell me that.
They're keeping it a secret from you?
I don't think I'm HIV positive.
How many monkeys have you had sex with recently?
None!
Okay.
And that would be AIDS.
Well, HIV leads to AIDS.
That would be AIDS or Ebola.
Do you have Ebola? You know?
Am I sloughing my internal organs out of my rectum?
Maybe you're not showing symptoms yet.
They did a blood test. Doctor came back and they said, in a normal adult, carbon monoxide levels would be about 2 to 3%. Very, very low.
Not very many percents there.
No. Yours was at 14.
So 14% of your blood was poison.
As it turns out, the hemoglobin in your blood says, I'm going to take this carbon dioxide to the lungs. It thinks it's carbon dioxide.
But it's really poison.
And if you get enough carbon monoxide in your lungs, the hemoglobin can't tell the difference, so the hemoglobin just starts grabbing carbon monoxide and transporting it all over the body, which is why you start getting sore and tired and sleepy.
So now you're not poisoned anymore, and most of your blood levels have returned to normal.
Yes, they've returned to normal. It was about a day later they returned to normal.
Have they installed a carbon monoxide detector?
Yes, there are carbon monoxide detectors all over the place at work.
I'm glad they did the bare minimum there.
Yeah. I legitimately did not realize anything was wrong until it was at a point where...
Until your girlfriend told you to go to the hospital.
Well, no, because if that had happened in my house, I legitimately would have just thought that I was coming down with something and I would have went to bed and died in my sleep. Short PSA, get a fucking carbon monoxide detector because that shit's scary. Unless you're a shitty person and then don't get a carbon monoxide detector and also blow out the pilot light on your stove.
In case you want to kill your family, it's an easy way to do it. I wasn't too sure about your girlfriend, but now that she's kept you from dying, maybe she's okay.
Well, a couple months back, she had a medical problem and was in the hospital. And we were joking about how instead of trying to break up with me, she just tried to die. Yeah. And then so now this time when this happened, she was like, "You're not allowed to die. If you want to break up with me, you have to break up. You can't die to get out of it."
How many different ways are you gonna try and kill yourself before you admit you're unhappy with this relationship?
I'm very happy in this relationship.
Let's stop trying to kill yourself with carbon monoxide.
Cue next week where I slam my car into a tree. It had probably been like 2 hours when I hadn't used my e-cigarette because I felt like crap. On the drive home, I was like, I just need a little bit of nicotine. Took one drag off it, and I was just like, ooh, that was a mistake. Why did I do that? There's no oxygen.
Oh, this is what all those warnings are about.
Sometimes I'm not smart.
You know what's great for all this poison? Water in my lungs.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm not smart. Ah!
Yes. Did you injure yourself on the chair?
I hit myself in the testicles.
I have to ask. yourself in the testicles.
I didn't need to.
Is that your new fetish? That's the only reason I can think of.
Fuck you. Oh my god. Ow. Ow.
Give you a moment to recover from that.
I want my whoopee.
Your what?
I want my whoopee.
Your whoopee? As in a whoopee cushion?
No, poncho liner.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh.
Why do you need a poncho liner?
Oh.
For a swollen testicle?
Oh.
Well, I'm waiting for an answer. Why do you need a whoopee?
No, whoopee.
What are you talking about?
The poncho liner.
I'm doing alright.
Blanket thingy.
I've never heard that before.
And that's like one of the only things that soldiers kept when they get out of the military is their whoopee.
What? You still haven't answered how a poncho liner makes you feel better.
Because it's a blankie. When I was in basic training, I had to give a short class on how to use a washer and dryer.
You guys had washers and dryers. You didn't have to hand wash your stuff.
Oh, like you did.
You were so spoiled.
Like you had to hand wash your clothing.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
Second month of training. Yeah, we did.
Don't lie.
It's the truth. You had to wash your own clothes in the big old basins they had. They didn't give us a washboard, so I didn't get very clean.
I think you're lying.
Nope, it's true.
So I went into the bathrooms, and I started doing a load of laundry, and the guy next to me was paying a little bit too much attention. And I was like, what do you want? And he goes, how do you do that? The hell are you talking about? He's like, how do I make this go? Have you never done your own laundry before? He's like, no. And he was like 21. You've never done your own laundry before. You throw all your laundry in here, you put it on cold, you dump some laundry detergent into it, and you hit run. And then close the lid. Or if you're really bored, you shove a fork into the little switch and you watch the laundry go around in circles.
I've never thought about doing that.
I showed one person how to do it, and then he told a bunch of other people that I knew how to do laundry. So then my drill sergeant was like, show all these idiots how to do laundry. I was like, okie dokie. So I had to show everyone how to do a load of laundry.
No, in Marine basic training, we just hand washed everything.
That is stupid.
We didn't have washers and dryers.
That is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life.
You spoiled little army brats.
Wow, the Marines really are stupid. No wonder you guys eat crayons. When I was in high school, my family and I went on a cruise. They have a little tiny island that the ship parks nearby. I guess you don't really park a ship, do you?
You could anchor it to the floor,
Sea floor.
the ground.
We were sitting on this.
Hey! That's nice. One of the two ramp slots I empty. I'm not surprised about that. Ah.
Island, and I was sitting under a tree reading a book, and my family was like, oh, we're gonna go snorkeling, and we're gonna go do this, and there's a bunch of stuff to do on this beach. You should come with us to go do this. And I'm like, no, I'm happy right here. I've got a book under a tree. They said, you could read a book anywhere. Why do you want to read a book now? We can go swimming in the ocean. I said, it's December. I'm sitting under a palm tree reading a book when I should be at school. This is the best. The only way it could get better is if I finished reading the book and a coconut fell out of the tree and hit me in the head. And then I died and never had to go back. My sister spent 3 hours trying to crack open a coconut that fell out of one of the trees.
She using a snorkel to try to beat it open?
Those bastards are hard to peel.
Yeah, they don't want to come apart.
No, they really don't. I I bet there's something delicious on the inside of here. And then once he got all the peel off the coconut, found this hard thing in the middle and went, I bet there's still something inside of this. What kind of maniac would do that? Who opens a locked box through brute force, finds another locked box, and says, I bet there's still something in there?
Adventurers, my friend.
And then on the plus side, if you eat too much coconut, it makes you poop yourself. So that's fun. When my sister that's 3 years younger than me was born, my mom thought my sister was retarded.
Mentally retarded, huh?
Because she wouldn't cry or scream or do anything. She would just lay in bed. Whereas I would literally scream myself to sleep. I would scream until I passed out. That's how I would go to sleep. So my mom took my sister to the doctor multiple times. The doctor was like, look, there's nothing wrong with your baby. She's perfectly healthy. She's passed all the mental tests we've done. You have a perfectly healthy, normal, quiet baby. Go home and enjoy your quiet baby. My mom was like, if she's the normal, quiet baby, what's wrong with Zach? And the doctor was like, that's your question right there.
And they never found an answer to it.
No, they never did. My favorite game to play as a small child was applesauce bombs.
I can't even guess what this could possibly be.
And the way you play this game is by grabbing the nearest jar of applesauce and throwing it onto the floor because it makes a cool sound and it explodes all over the place. There are no points to this game. There's no scoring structure. The only person who wins is the person playing the game. Because everybody else has to clean it up and explain why you're a horrible child.
Wait a minute. Oh, sorry, I was busy doing stuff, as you can see. That's you have a very nice dad. But it's awesome to hear that he does that for you. Okay, so the support needs to dry now.
Decided to throw a jar of applesauce onto the floor.
What
Yeah.
made you this way?
I have no idea. This is why I'm terrified to have children, because I'll have a child and they'll be exactly like me and I'll have to kill them. Or they'll be nothing like me and I'll have to kill them.
Why would you have to kill them if they're nothing like you?
Because then they like sports.
People who like sports people who like sports grow up to be functional individuals.
I was a horrible little devil child.
I don't recall myself being quite so evil. Up until about the first grade, I was just a little tattletale. Teacher, this person's not singing the right song lyrics. This person's intentionally singing the wrong lyrics.
Oh man, I would have hated you.
And around first grade is when I realized, wow, I should shut my mouth. And so from first grade to fourth grade, I was very, very quiet. And I distinctly remember that at one point in fourth grade, we all had to pass around pieces of paper with our name on it. And our classmates would have to write a compliment on them. And 90% of the compliments I got back were, you're really quiet. Like, that's supposed to be a good thing. Everyone else is getting messages, you are really cute. I like your hair. You are very positive. And all of mine are just, you're quiet. I like how quiet you are. You don't say much. You smell nice. You're quiet.
Who said you smell nice? I wanted to get a milk crate for the back of my car.
Let me just start off by asking, why?
I wanted an industrial milk crate, not
No. Why do you want a milk crate at all? Why do you need a milk crate?
So that I can put things like my bag that has my jumper cables in it and a bottle of washer fluid and an extra bottle of oil and gloves and things like that in the trunk of my car, and they don't roll all over the place.
Oh, so you just need something to hold it in.
Yeah, and I just wanted a milk crate because milk crates are generally cheap, but I'm weird, so I want an industrial milk crate, not one of those crappy ones that you can get at Super Walmart.
I'll assume they're all pretty brittle if you buy a cheapo one. So
Yeah, you get a cheapo one from Walmart. They're like $15 and they just fall apart. So I was driving to my girlfriend's house the other day. I've been looking on the side of the road to see if I find milk crates because you can always see one just sitting on the side of the road.
So you wanted an industrial strength milk crate, but you're willing to pick one out of the garbage that's been rotting and...
It's how can it possibly be rotting? It's made out of like oh my god, what is the name of the plastic?
Plastic becomes brittle.
No, it's made out of the same plastic they used to make
Polystyrene.
No, it's not polystyrene.
Polyethylene.
No, it's not polyethylene. It's oh my god.
Polypropylene.
Stop it! You're messing with my head.
There are a lot of different kinds of plastics.
It's made out of a very robust kind of plastic that they use to make playground equipment. Anyway, so I'm driving to my girlfriend's house.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, on the side of the road, I see a milk crate.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, hey, free milk crate.
I imagine you did say that out loud. You saw it and went, hey, Zach, free milk crate. Wow. Good spot, Zach. I will go get that.
You're not wrong. Anyway, so I pull over, I grab the milk crate, throw it in the back of my car, and I'm very pleased with myself.
Why wouldn't you? You just got a free milk crate.
Free milk crate! They're like $30 online. That's expensive. I don't want to pay that money.
Oh, you found an industrial strength one, or was it crappy as well?
Oh, no, it was an industrial strength milk crate. So it's a good milk crate.
So someone threw out a good milk crate.
It probably fell off the back of somebody's truck.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So anyway, I grab it, throw it in the back of my car. So I tell my girlfriend, I had to stop on the highway to grab a milk crate. And she's like, why? And I go, free milk crate. She's like, honey, I would have just bought you a milk crate. And I'm like, yeah, but this one was free.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's disgusting. Why? What? Why? I would have just bought you one. And I was like, yes, but free.
You don't have to buy me milk crates. That's stupid. Picking one off the side of the road. Yeah, here
It's
we
good
go.
fiscal sense. And I'm recycling.
That's true. Yep.
And
not going to turn your nose up at that. You are reusing things.
yeah, because otherwise it's just going to sit on the side of the road and never decay because it's made out of industrial plastic.
So now you have a milk crate in the back of your vehicle.
She says that's disgusting, and she's like, I'm going to tell your mom. I said, she'll be proud of me. And she's like, I don't think so. I think she'll think it's gross. And so she texts my mom and says, you will not believe what your son did. He grabbed a disgusting milk crate off the side of the highway and put it in the back of his car. And my mom goes, I raised him.
Okay.
So she approved.
But then my mom did also say, it was a free milk crate.
She said that?
Yeah,
So
like,
she's explaining it to her.
that's very important to me, is that it was a free milk crate.
Mm-hmm. Did you actually wash it, though?
Oh yeah, I took it to a car wash and I just blasted it with a power washer. It's squeaky clean.
Oh, so you put more effort into it than most people would.
So I have a clean milk crate sitting in the back of my car now.
And you're not even eating out of it, so it's clean
No.
enough. It does the job.
It was funny when I got to her house. She went to kiss me and then she stopped and she goes, did you wash your hands? I'm like, yes.
Yes, I did. And then you lift up the box of milk crates. Also, I found some wild animals. Pet the ferret. By the way, I do still have that incendiary incident card. Playing cards.
Oh, the casualty card that I gave you.
Yeah.
I have all 500 casualty cards. Well, minus that one, because I gave it to you.
Oh, do you want it back so you have a full collection?
Oh, no, I don't care. It's not like I collect them or anything. I just still have them.
Do you use them as trading cards or playing cards?
I just keep them around. I think they're bookends right now.
Congratulations, you have incendiary burns on your left shoulder.
Congratulations, you got gonorrhea.
Was that one of the cards too?
Yes, one of the cards is gonorrhea. One of the other ones is tubal pregnancy.
Pregnancy in the fallopian tubes.
Yes.
So that doesn't sound pleasant. No.
No. So those little casualty card things, right?
Yes.
You're supposed to use them when you're doing training. Usually they're issued to you in a little brown envelope that you can't see through. And you're only supposed to take it out of your pocket and open it if your miles gear gets hit, which it is pretty much just laser tag for the military. If your miles gear goes off, it starts making a buzzing noise, and then one of the observer controllers has to come over and turn it off, and he tells you to pull the casualty card out of your pocket. And normally what they do before they do field rotations is they take all the casualty cards that they're going to use, and they usually pick the ones that are most valid. 3rd-degree burns from incendiary rounds, or puncture wound to lower abdomen, or gunshot wound to face.
Sergeant, while I was in the foxhole, I got gonorrhea. Don't ask questions.
Or KIA. That's not really treatable, so they don't really use KIA a whole lot. But they also have a bunch of cards for random things, because the medics also use these for training. You have to guess what's wrong with a person based on the symptoms that they have from that card. So there's ones like tubal pregnancy and gonorrhea.
What are the symptoms? Baby growing in the fallopian tubes. Wonder what that one is.
But we were on a field exercise, and of course, everybody immediately opens their card to see what they got, because it's funny.
I hope I got a hologram foil one.
Oh, this one's mythic. Awesome. Oh, but it's got a cost of 6 swamp. I don't even have a black deck. So we were out in the field, and we got those. Someone opens theirs up, and they're just like, guys, what's tubal pregnancy? And we're just like, what?
Fair enough. I suppose you can develop that if you're in the Army, because female soldiers exist, and they could start showing symptoms while they're serving in the battlefield.
People still gonna fuck.
That wasn't what I was getting at, but yes, that's
Do you
true.
think that love can bloom on a battlefield? Well, I think that you can certainly make love on a battlefield. I did yesterday in my foxhole with an empty MRE.
On the plus side, at least those blueberry pudding packages are getting used for something.
Field expedient Tenga. So anyway, he had his card that said tubal pregnancy, and we were doing a field exercise, and one of the observer controller was looking at him and is like, you're injured. What's your casualty card? And he pulls it out of his pocket and goes, I have a tubal pregnancy. And the observer controller goes, go back to fighting. Didn't even want to deal with it. The casualty card of tubal pregnancy is either you go back to fighting or you're just KIA.
What?
Because they don't want to deal with it.
I have a very slow long-term problem. We can treat it within the next 3 months. No, you're dead. Not my problem.
My favorite one, I always kept one as a...
Oh, let me guess your favorite. Testicular torsion.
No, not testicular torsion.
You don't like testicular torsion?
I think that was actually a card.
I believe if fallopian tube pregnancy is, then yeah, testicular torsion's gotta be one.
My favorite one was laser burns to eyes.
Wouldn't know how you would treat that. Ice packets, maybe?
It's just bandaged. But I always, anytime we would go out to the field, I had laser burns to eyes. So every time we would go out to the field, I would take my card out, and it was always something boring, like puncture wound or gunshot wound to face. And I would.
That's so boring, getting shot in the face. It happens so often. Who even thinks about it?
This is just training. I would very carefully remove the staple, pull the staple out, slide my card out, and put laser burns to eyes into it, and then staple it back together. On the hope that a random observer controller would be like, you're injured, what does your casualty card say? And I would say, I got shot in the face by Cobra Commander.
If you want to like see these stories again, go to Mike Budva.
You ever notice stupid people have a smell?
No. I don't go to people and smell them and go, wow, you smell dumb.
No, I'm just saying, like, stupid people usually smell bad.
Well, if they're stupid, they probably don't know enough about personal hygiene.
But I also kind of want to believe that stupid emits a smell.
I don't know. I don't smell anything right now when I'm with you.
I'm just saying, like, the next time you're waiting in line at a gas station or something, and the guy in front of you is like, yeah, I just spent $75 on scratch-off lottery tickets, and I won $13. That's a net gain. Give him a sniff. He'll smell terrible.
He'll probably smell like chewing tobacco and alcohol.
Oh, God, probably. I had a squad leader in the military who smelled like bad Taco Bell meat. It was like Taco Bell meat that has gone bad. And he always would end up running at the front of formation anytime we would run. And the person who was right behind him would always end up being like, oh no, leg cramps. I'm going to fall out to the back of the formation. So it would just be everyone that was behind him would just end up rotating until... Just keep rotating. Person in the front, all the way back. Person in the front, all the way to the back.
I don't know if you were trained for this, but in Poolee training, we had Indian runs. Now I know what they were preparing us for.
Yeah, it was pretty much that.
It's exactly that.
I think he got our chain of command because there were so many people that went to our leadership and were like, yeah, Sergeant X smells like rancid taco meat. Can you make him take a shower? Well, apparently he was homeless for a very long period of time.
Surprisingly, a lot of military men are.
Yeah.
But none of the branches teaches you how to manage your money or have a good
No,
social
oh
life.
God, no. Oh God, why would they teach you any of that stuff? Just get drunk, who cares?
Yup.
The most scared I've ever been. Probably when I crapped myself sitting on a toilet. To be fair, the toilet is the best place to crap yourself, but I crapped myself because we started getting mortared.
Oh. Did the fear cause you to void your bowels?
I was sitting in a porta potty. It was very, very hot. I just have to do this as fast as possible so I don't have to spend any time in this sweltering porta potty.
Porta potties in the desert are actually very, very hot.
They are incredibly hot because they're very stinky because there's no ventilation. And usually when they come to clean out the porta potties, they just blast the inside of the porta potty with a power washer, so it's always humid in there.
And there's never any hand soap.
So I'm sitting in the porta potty, I'm trying to make my business as quick as possible, and then I hear the incoming siren. The moment I think I'm going to want to be quicker, a mortar impacted, I would say, within a couple 100 yards. The pressure wave of the mortar hitting caused the entire porta potty to flex.
Oh!
There was no shrapnel that was near me.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't technically in any danger, but the walls of the porta potty went woof and flexed after the mortar went off. I no longer had to use the bathroom at that point, and that wasn't because I had tensed up. That was because my bowels had evacuated into the porta potty instantly. I have quite literally had the shit scared out of me. The moment the porta potty flexed, I went, no time to wipe, I gotta go, and just ripped my pants up as fast as I could, kicked the door to the porta potty open, and ran towards the nearest cover I could find, holding my pants up because I did not have time to do all the buttons on my fly or redo my belt.
You're gonna get a rash if you don't wipe.
The nearest cover I could find was an MRAP, mine-resistant, ambush-protected vehicle. The doors for these things weigh about 500 to 600 pounds. They're really heavy. I ripped that thing open like it was nobody's business. Hopped straight up into the vehicle, sat down, and slammed the door behind me. And I look over, and there's a sergeant who is sitting in the vehicle as well. And he's just smoking a cigar.
First time getting mortared, huh?
Had to shit, huh? They said, yup. And he goes, don't have to shit anymore? And I went, nope. And he goes, you forgot your hat. And I went, shit. I'm not going back for it. And he goes, I don't blame you. And then neither of us said another word to each other for the rest of the time we were in there.
Why do the Army uniforms always look like garbage? The Marines had the greens, and we had the deserts.
Yeah, you had deserts and woodland. And they look great.
Yeah.
They look great. They work good. The one thing I will say about the Marines is their uniforms always look amazing.
Damn straight.
They have the best looking uniforms out of any branch of the military.
Indisputable.
Even their dress uniforms, I think dress uniforms are freaking stupid because it's not the 1600s and nobody cares about dress uniforms anymore.
I never even had the dress blues. I don't know if you know this, but...
You never had the dress uniform?
I never had the dress blues. They used to issue them when you got out of boot camp.
Yeah.
And then there was a brief window in 2007 where they didn't do that.
Why?
I guess they expected you to buy it yourself. They were low on funds. Any number of reasons. Who knows?
Historically, the Marines are pretty much always out of money, so that would make sense. Getting back on topic here, I think that some general in the Army saw a bunch of these Marines walking around the Pentagon, and they were wearing these cool digital patterns, and they went, I just watched the movie The Matrix. I like digital things. I want digital uniform for all Army. Army smart. Army get digital. Be future. Like how for that very short period of time, the Army's motto was an army of one, which is not really conducive when you're trying to have an organization that's built around everyone working together.
You're all each individually armies of one.
Yeah, it didn't make a whole lot of sense. That got changed real quickly to Army Strong.
Army strong, Army smack.
Army low like terrorist. So the Army got these digital uniforms, and they were such shit.
Oh, are you talking about the teal colored digital camo?
Yes, the teal colored digital camo that blends in with that famous picture of a couch and nothing else. It blends in with nothing. UCP is the camo pattern, which stands for universal camo pattern because it universally doesn't blend in with jack fucking shit. The camo pattern that Doc Friday has on is a better camo pattern than UCP.
You seem to be a big fan of Flecktarn in general.
Because it's a good camo pattern and it works. There's a reason the German military has used Flecktarn since 1980 until 2017.
Oh, did they change it recently?
Most militaries are just going to multicam now because multicam just seems to work with pretty much everything. Unlike UCP, which the 3 colors on UCP are freshly poured concrete, sand, a color that doesn't exist in nature. That's it.
It might actually work if you're in some kind of urban desert environment.
Here's a fun experiment. Put a UCP jacket on one of your friends. Have them stand 3 blocks away from you in a city. And then have a bunch of people walk around. You'll still be able to pick them out. You'll be like, oh, look at that dipshit wearing UCP down there.
Well, of course you will. If you're trying to spot somebody in a crowd that stands out, the only person wearing camo is going to stand out.
The way camo is supposed to work is it disrupts the shape of a person.
It's supposed to break up the silhouette.
The problem with UCP is the squares are all too damn small, so at a distance, you just look like a big teal blob. And they're not the same color. It's the background anywhere. There was one other time that I did see it work, and that was when infantry in Iraq would wear the exact same pair of ACUs for 2 months so that they would become crusted with dirt and brown.
Ah, yes.
And then they would just become khakis.
The khakis were better camouflaged than the
Khaki
UCPs.
is a better camouflage. Just straight khaki uniforms or straight coyote brown uniform is a better camouflage pattern than UCP.
That's unfortunate. I suppose it would blend in with other people that were wearing the same pattern.
That's not the point of camouflage, though.
No, it's not.
The Army spent $5 billion researching this camo pattern, and it didn't blend in with anything. It's absolutely terrible. It is, in my opinion, the worst military uniform ever designed, and I am putting that over the British military uniform that was just a bright red jacket.
That's quite a stance to take.
There is statistical, numerical proof that UCP's got soldiers killed.
Did you need to get that off your chest, how much you hated the Army's uniforms?
Big news!
They recently changed the pattern.
Yes, they're all wearing multicam now.
Is it 4 colors? They have concrete, dirt, a color that doesn't exist, and red?
No, multicam is mud, dirt, tree, and green.
Unless the tree part is a maple leaf in autumn, I don't see.
It's just got bright red. It's just got the Canadian flag in just spots on it.
Actually, they do have that in the Canadian uniforms. They have little.
There's
Canadian
little
flags.
Canadian flags. I know. I love it. Oh man, CAD-PAT's a great uniform.
Why don't we have anything like that in the American uniform?
Marines have that.
We have the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor everywhere.
Yeah,
but,
you have the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor.
but that doesn't celebrate America in general. We need cheeseburgers on our patterns.
Just little pieces of bacon and bowls with macaroni and cheese.
Why is that the stereotypical American thing for you?
Oh no, it's just bologna and mac and cheese. That's
Oh,
like all
God.
it is.
I said stereotypically American, not stereotypically gross.
Fine, bologna and government cheese.
Ah.
While I was in the military, we had to wear berets.
I've never worn a beret.
You're wearing one right now.
I imagine it feels terrible. Berets normally fall off your head, which is why I had to duct tape mine to my hair.
The berets don't normally fall off your head if you wear them the way they're meant to be worn, which is cinched down so tight around your fucking skull that it cuts off circulation.
No, I think I prefer my method.
I hated the beret, and pretty much everybody in the military hated the beret too.
You don't hear about this very often.
It was green berets for special forces, red beret for airborne, air assault, which are the guys that rappel out of helicopters, were black berets. And some general in the Army, once again, saw all these super cool people wearing berets.
And mixed up correlation and causation. If we wear berets, that means we'll be cool.
Or, my personal opinion, it was a bunch of generals sitting in a meeting. One of them looked at the other one and said, "We need a new headgear. What should we do?" Then he picked up an E-tool and smacked the guy in the head with it. And the guy went, "Everyone wears berets!" And then promptly collapsed collapsed on the floor in a puddle of his own vomit. So, somebody decided that everyone in the army would wear berets, black berets. Air Assault was not happy about this. There's nothing special about the black beret.
Yes,
anymore.
yeah, it would look a
Everyone
lot more
gets it.
cooler.
To make it even worse,
I'm not done.
most
I'm just
major
doing the
military
support because I
bases
have to support
are in
these
the south
things
of the United States.
over here, so
where
I'm
it's
just doing
hot
everything around
and
him.
humid. And the berets are all made out of black wool that are suctioned to your head. So you end up sweating like a goddamn every day you're wearing this stupid dead skunk on your head.
You forgot the noun. You were sweating like a goddamn pig?
Just sweating like a goddamn.
Sweating like a okay.
Put your favorite noun in there. It's a choose your own adventure story. So you get out of basic training. You finally get to wear the beret. Oh, joy of joys. I get to wear this beret.
Hooray.
But when you buy the beret from Clothing and Sales, it's just a flat round pizza crust.
It's not shaped?
No, it's not shaped at all. It's just a flat round thing with a little emblem on it, which is just cardboard backed.
Okay, so if the hat gets wet, you have to get a new one?
Well, allow me to give you Zach's instructions on how to shape your beret.
Okay.
Remove beret from plastic bag. Cry for hours.
This is not very helpful.
Because you know that you have to put this dead rat on your head. Buy a 25-pack of disposable Bic razors.
Okay, I don't like where this is going.
Shave the beret.
With the razors?
Yes.
Why are you shaving the beret?
Because it is incredibly fuzzy. And you will get yelled at if you wear it when it is that fuzzy. Right now, you have not bought a hat. You bought a model kit you get to put on your head. Ch-ch-ch-chia hat. Shave the beret. You will go through many razors during this process because the razors, which are not accustomed to having wool being put through them, get very mad and break.
What if I had an 11-blade razor?
Well, that's just gonna rip a hole right through your beret, and then guess what? You get to go buy a new one.
Couldn't you just use some scissors and trim it down a bit?
Good luck doing that. You try to trim hair that is less than a quarter of a millimeter long.
Oh, fair.
Wool lint gets everywhere. It is the biggest pain in the ass. And then when you're finally done shaving the beret,
But that would be it for today.
because that still was not enough.
Oh, no.
Painting.
And then finally, you're done shaving
It
the beret.
needs to dry.
Excellent. I'm done shaving this fucking thing. Now I can finally shave
I
it,
hope that this
put it on
dries
my head.
enough
No,
that I
have to
can
shave the
paint some
inside
more
now.
of that.
Fuck, I
But
forgot about that.
Wait, why do you have to shave the inside? Nobody's gonna see the inside.
It is absolutely
damn it.
intolerable when you put it on your head. Because it just traps heat in.
Oh.
So you have to shave both the inside and the outside.
I will
Don't shave
be
too much, because if you shave too much,
doing some gaming.
rip a hole in it. Which
So say
90%
in
of
the stream I
soldiers
just
in the military
changed.
have a hole in their beret. Because once they would finally finish shaving this fucking thing and getting it cleaned and shaved, inevitably it's gonna go and a little hole is gonna appear in it. And then you already spent 6 hours shaving this fucking thing. You might as well just wear it on your head. Now, finally, you have finished shaving the beret.
You've patched the hole with a piece of chewing gum.
Time to put the emblem on the front. Put the emblem on the front. Now you're gonna take a hammer and bash the 2 little pins that are on that emblem down, because otherwise there's 2 pins on the little emblem that are just sticking straight out. Even if you put dammits on the back of it, they still jab into your forehead the entire time you're wearing it, just constantly poking you in the forehead over and over. So you literally just take the
Yeah,
dammits
gaming
out,
time.
you just throw them in the garbage, and you put the beret down on it like
I'm
a
just
mouse.
cleaning up, and I will let you hear some more stories.
But you're still not done.
There's more?
There is more. Shaping. Begin by taking a pair of scissors and cutting all of the cardboard out of the front of your beret.
Why would you remove the cardboard?
Because if you don't remove the cardboard, there will be an unending shitstorm every single time you go outside and somebody sees you with a half moon shape on the front of your beret.
Is this bad?
Apparently, according to anybody with a rank over lieutenant, it is a bad thing. Once the cardboard is gone, take the beret over to the sink, hold it like a bowl, and fill it up with water.
What? You're putting water in your beret now.
Yes,
Why?
because that is the only way you're going to shape this damn thing.
What?
If you just put the beret on your head and shape it, you're just going to look like a mushroom with a black top and a little emblem stuck on it. So, you have to soak it in water.
This seems obscene, but go on.
Once you've done with that, dump all the water out of it, and while the beret is still soaking wet and dripping everywhere, put it on your head and pull it and tug on it side of it over, but don't pull it too far. But don't not pull it. The regulations on the beret are vague.
All right.
There's not really specifics on it. It basically amounts to the beret has to look good. So you can't wear it like it's a pizza that someone dropped on top of your head. You can't have it pulled way down over one ear. But every single higher-ranking person in the U.S. military had their own interpretation of how the beret was supposed to be set up. And if your beret didn't look exactly like theirs, you would get a never-ending ass reaming every single time they saw you.
Everybody is mandated to wear this dog turd, but it must look nice.
I had 2 different berets because the warrant officer in charge of our motor pool wanted the berets set up in one way, and the officer in charge of our company wanted the berets set up a different way. So I had a beret that I wore to company formations and a beret that I wore when I walked into work so that I wouldn't get talked to.
Did everybody in your unit do this, or did they
No,
have...
some people would just get yelled at because they just didn't give a shit and they knew there was nothing that the military could do about it. My goal, most of the time, was to be as wallpaper. Something that you know it's there, but you're really not inclined to go talk to it.
Yep.
I just wanted to be left alone. I've gone on this whole tangent about berets, specifically to say that the beret for Standard Army is no more.
And you're so happy you're going to re-enlist.
No. God, no. Ugh. I'm too old and fat. They wouldn't take me back anyway.
That didn't stop Ernest from joining the army.
Ernest goes to war. Yeah, that hat is no more. I hated wearing that stupid beret. I burned my beret when I got out of the military. I actually burned it.
You hated it that much?
I burned it in front of the barracks the day I left the military.
You burned it like a $200 school textbook that can't be returned because there's a new edition.
It was just a symbol of all of the hate and discontent I felt. I hate this stupid thing.
And as it dissolved into ash, the fumes rising into the air, a huge burden had been alleviated. You were free, and your forehead could breathe.
Yep. God, I hated that beret.
All my complaints about the Marine uniform seem petty in comparison. We had to roll our sleeves, and we had to wear certain uniforms on certain months, but...
Oh, I'm in no way discounting your complaints. Did you have to polish your boots?
No, I had brown boots. We never had to polish them. Did you have to polish your boots?
Yeah.
Really?
So I had to set aside an hour every single night to polish my boots.
That much, huh?
The chief in charge of our motor pool was obsessed with everything being pretty and clean, even though we work in a motor pool repairing military Humvees, which are some of the greasiest and most disgusting vehicles ever. Not to mention all the gross cans of dip juice that are just leaking out of the bottom of every single vehicle.
Yes, thank you, Army personnel.
I would show up for work. I would work on weapons, or if there's like a belt-fed machine gun on the floor, I would end up kneeling on the floor and working on the bench. So my boots, of course, are going to get all scuffed up, as would be expected. And then we would have an inspection in the middle of the workday, while I still have 25 more machine guns that I have to gauge, and there's 17 more vehicles that need PMCS done on them. So we have to do an inspection in the middle of the day, and everything's gross and disgusting, and then I get yelled at for having the knees of my uniform dirty, and my boots are scuffed up.
How did you react to that at the time?
I'm sorry, sir, it won't happen again, sir.
Yep, boilerplate response.
I'm sorry, sir, it won't happen again, sir. There were a couple times that I got really fed up, and they would be like, why are your boots all scuffed up? Because I fucking work. Oh, you do work, do you? Okay, well, why don't you do some push-ups then? Cool.
So that's why you give the boilerplate response.
Yeah, pretty much. We got a new sergeant major, and he came down to inspect our motor pool. He came down there. We had spent like 4 days cleaning the motor pool and making sure everything was clean and organized. A bunch of the mechanics got behind on working on vehicles. Everybody had to clean up everything. The floors were so clean you could have frickin' eat off them. They were using the floor buffer to scrub concrete for this inspection for the new sergeant major. He came down and he saw how clean the motor pool was, and he was like, why the fuck is it so clean? Do you guys work ever?
Okay. So you were getting in trouble because your workspace was too clean.
Pretty much. His opinion was, if it's so clean, why aren't they working on my shit? Why are they spending time cleaning the motor pool instead of working on my shit like they're supposed to be doing? So that
You just can't win.
then the cleaning requirements were laxed after that. This chief, the one that I had to bring a different beret for, and the one that I had to constantly make sure my boots were polished for, that one was the same one that I got sent to anger management for because I told him that he was a fuckhead and he would be dead and gone before he would get any of the cabinets that I had.
I'm sorry, did you say cabinets? Were you hoarding cabinets as well?
No, I had done my on-the-job training. I had gone to my actual unit, and the Army, in its infinite wisdom, had decided to send me to a forward support company. The way a forward support company worked is now, instead of having all of this expertise that you can pull from a whole shop filled with mechanics or a whole shop filled with armors, you now have one armor. Private First Class Zach.
You were in charge of everything.
Who has spent 3 weeks as on-the-job training. And that's all the experience. I had no idea how to fill out the correct forms. I knew how to fix guns. I didn't know how to fill out forms. I didn't know how to get things. I didn't know what kind of parts I was going to need to order.
Okay.
And they basically went, figure it out. So when I got to the company that I was in, immediately there are unit armors coming to me and saying, I need this fixed, I need this fixed, I need this fixed. I have 24 M4s that need to be gauged. I have all these things that are broken, and I need this fixed. And I'm like, cool, I don't have any parts, I don't have any gauges, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm inside this brick building. I had to go through every manual for every weapon that was used by the 6 infantry companies I'm supposed to support. I had to go through every manual, look at every weapon, and go, I'll probably need this part, and I'll probably need this part, and I'll probably need this one. I don't think I'll need this part. I had to guess at all this stuff. So I came up with this massive, and it took me months. I came up with a massive list of parts that I was going to need in quantities of things. I ordered all those parts, and then the parts got to me in cardboard boxes and plastic envelopes. And I have no way to organize these parts. I didn't go to college.
Yes,
and I went into the military. So I have no idea how to organize a whole parts system. Anytime someone's like, oh, Zach's so dumb, I'm just like, you have no idea the amount of fucking work I have. That's one of the reasons I'm so lazy now, is because I put everything into doing this stuff while I was in the military.
You really had to bust your ass.
I had to, oh my God. It's one of the reasons I started smoking and having really bad anxiety attacks. I don't have PTSD from being in Iraq. I have PTSD from being at Fort Polk and having to run a forward support company by myself. In any other unit, the job I was in would have been a warrant officer position. I was an E3.
You weren't even an E4 yet. You were just an E3.
I was an E3 holding the position of a warrant officer. I was like, I don't know, I guess I can fix these guns for you, but I mean, really, you're supposed to do this paperwork. And then eventually it got to a point where I was just big, bad, angry Zach, where I was just like, no, you can go fuck yourself, Sergeant. I'm not fixing any of your shit because you don't have the fucking paperwork. So I got all these parts ordered. They sent a bunch of the wrong ones. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with all these parts. They're just sitting in cardboard boxes, and anytime I need to get a part, I have to dig through cardboard boxes and you need a new hammer for your M16? Cool. This is going to take me about 2 hours to find this one because I don't know where the hell it is in this mess. I got so frustrated with having to dig through these cardboard boxes. I'm like, fine, I need cabinets.
Did you purchase these cabinets with your own funds? Or?
No, I purchased them with the funds that was allotted to our unit for that fiscal year.
Okay.
I ordered these cabinets. Cabinets get sent to the wrong company. Cool. All right. Well, I have to go get these cabinets now. So I go to sign on a 5-ton truck so that I can go pick up these cabinets.
All right. Way more involved than I thought.
I feel like I have to tell you all the effort that went into these cabinets so you can understand why I did what I did.
Okay. Once I have the backstory, you refusing to surrender cabinets might make more sense.
So, I gotta go get a 5-ton to go pick up these cabinets. I go to get a 5-ton. There's no 5 tons available. What do you mean there's no 5 tons available? There's like 25 tons sitting out there. Nope, we don't have a single one that you can drive. Besides, do you even have a permit to drive that? Of course I do. My shop is on the back of one. Why don't you just use the truck that your shop is on? I can't do that because the shop weighs 7.5 tons and the cabinets don't fit in the door of the shop that's on the back of the truck. Well, we don't have any trucks for you to use. Fine. So I
Have a
to
look.
Bravo,
New dices.
because if I drive my car down there and I get a truck at Bravo Company, then I'm gonna have to drive the truck back. And
You walked down to Bravo Company where the cabinets were delivered because you figured maybe they had a truck you could use.
maybe they had a truck I could use. They have a truck.
Hooray!
Thank you. Thank you for being nicer to me than my own company will. Clementine will remember this. I find someone with a forklift to pick up the cabinets and put them in the bed of the truck. I drive the truck back to my motor pool. I bring them outside my office. We don't have a forklift. Now the cabinets have to come off the truck. I had to get like 20 people to help me pick up these cabinets and put them on the ground outside of my shop.
Jeez.
Now I have to figure out how to get them in my shop. They don't fit in the door.
No!
Well, actually, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. They fit in the door, but only if I take all of the drawers out
Okay.
to lighten them up somewhat.
That's better anyway, because you're going to move the cabinet anyway. Why not take out the drawers?
Take out all the drawers, get the cabinets put in my shop. They got nice little drawers in them, and I can put little things. It's like the inside of a tackle box in these cabinets. You pull the drawer out, and they got a bunch of dividers in there, and you just put the parts in it. If I needed a part, I could look at the list that I had made on my own personal computer, on Excel, on the massive 300-plus page document that listed what the NSN for the part was, what the name for the part was, how many of them I had, and what drawer and slot they were in.
You went so far above and beyond what was expected of you. If you had the chance to go back in time, would you tell yourself not to give so much of an effort? Because you worked your ass off and you never even made the rank of sergeant.
Yeah, if I could go back in time and talk to past me, I would be like, look, just don't do anything. Brush it off. Maybe if you're lucky, they'll send you to a not forward support company because they'll think you're unreliable.
If you keep working this hard, they're going to find you irreplaceable. They're never going to promote you. You're stuck. Be a lazy piece of shit.
I started doing that towards the end of my military career. I just started being a lazy piece of trash and I didn't care anymore.
Real nice.
If only you had started earlier.
This is great. I finally have organization for all my parts.
It only took you 4 weeks to get this set up.
2 months, and then probably another 3 weeks after that, getting all the parts put into all the bins and organized by like size and what weapon system they go to. Top drawers for M5
I know, it's
parts,
just small dice,
second
never
drawers
mind.
for M4 parts. Next
It's
drawer
small
for
shit.
M4 parts. Drawer after that is M16 and 249 parts. I finally have my full bench stock list on a computer. Everything is available. Someone can come in and say, hey, the spring broke for my M16. And before they're finished with the sentence, I can say, excellent, I have 6 of them. Here is your part. Sign here, here, and here.
And everything will work smoothly like clockwork.
I can't even tell you how happy I was with this setup. And then Chief came into my shop and looked lustfully at my cabinets. And his heart, yea, it was filled with avarice.
Avarice?
Greed.
Ah, yes.
Hey, high speed, open that cabinet.
Give it an accent?
No, that's how he talked. He referred to everyone as high speed and he talked with a really bad lisp.
Oh, okay.
Then the really nice cabinet. Yes, they are, Chief. It took me a long time to get them. I remember I put the order in.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to finally get these in here. Those are really nice cabinets, high speed. I think I'm going to need them. No, Chief, I just ordered these cabinets. I need them. I have all my parts in them. High speed, I'm going to need them cabinets to put Humvee parts in. The Humvee parts aren't going to fit in there.
Yeah.
The drawers are too small for Humvee parts.
Mm-hmm.
So it ended up devolving into, from a conversation of, no, Chief, you cannot have these cabinets. I just ordered these. I need them. Into, Chief, you can go fuck yourself, and I'm going to punch you in the goddamn face if you don't get the fuck out of my shop.
I think maybe we missed a step or two here.
Eventually, it resulted in me calling him an idiot and telling him that he would be dead and gone before he would ever lay a fucking finger on any of my cabinets.
I feel like there might be some fallout
And
from
he
that.
said, we'll see about that high speed, and walked out. At which point, I grabbed the pencil mount for a 50 caliber machine gun and threw it through a metal wall locker. I shot putted a 6-pound chunk of metal so hard into a metal cabinet that it punched a hole through it.
So you damaged your own cabinet that you just received?
Oh, no. This was a different cabinet. This was just like a metal wall locker.
Okay. Did anybody see you do this violent act?
Yes. My squad leader came to talk to me, and he said, you should not have done what you just did. And I said, oh, gee, no shit, you fucking think?
So you're at that point where you know you fucked up, and you're just wondering, what's happening now?
I had to go talk to the company commander. I got chewed out. When I came back, my cabinets were gone and all my parts were on the floor in cardboard boxes.
Of
again,
course,
so I
yeah.
had to order more cabinets. As it turns out, what happened was better than I ever could have imagined. They sent me to anger management. I got to anger management, and sitting in anger management is a staff sergeant, a captain, a lieutenant, a warrant officer, a major, a staff sergeant,
All
staff
very
sergeant,
high-
a staff sergeant.
These are all very high-ranking members.
These are all people who are much higher ranking than me. And then E4 Zach.
Oh, you had been promoted in between.
Oh, sorry. Was I an E4 at this time? I can't remember if I was an E4 or an E3. So everyone has to talk about why they were there, and it's, well, my name's Sergeant So-and-so, and I punched one of my soldiers in the face because he wouldn't stop mouthing off to me. Seems reasonable to me.
Seems reasonable that you would be here. Not reasonable that you would punch one of your soldiers for mouthing off.
If that seems reasonable to me, I can understand that happening. So everyone's going around and talking about what they did wrong. They get to me, and I said, my name is E4 Zach. I'm here because I told my chief warrant officer to go fuck himself and that I thought he was a massive piece of shit. Okay, that's weird. Why is there an E4 in here? While I'm in anger management, someone from my company calls me and asks why I'm not in my shop fixing weapons. And at which point I didn't even reply. I just snapped my phone in half. In anger management. Put the phone down on the table. This is why I'm here. And I just remember several of these other officers just looking at me like, I understand. I feel like they said it was anger management, but I'm pretty sure it was a incompetence of Fort Polk support group. It's just where they send the people that can't deal with the incompetence at Fort Polk. They just send them here so they can all just talk to each other about how fucked everything was.
It's good to vent.
I ended up going to anger management for like 4 or 5 months. I have no proof of this, but I'm wondering if when I had told my chief to go fuck himself, if they were like, we've got to kick him the fuck out of the military. And then they went, wait, if we kick him out, we don't have anybody to fix guns. Shit!
And that was the first time that you had job security.
Yeah, I'm 99% positive that I could have gotten away with pretty much anything while I was in the military because I was the only one they had to fix guns.
You never took advantage of this, though.
I did, just in weird ways.
When you started off the story, I figured there'd be a happy ending. You made a spectacle of yourself, damaged some machinery, and he said, whoa, okay, you can keep them, and walked away. No, you had to get new cabinets. You had to order a second pair of cabinets.
Had to order a second pair of cabinets. Fortunately, these ones actually showed up at my motor pool.
Well, that's good at least.
But I still didn't have a forklift to take them off the back of the truck.
Oh boy, many hands make light work.
Yeah. Well, on the plus side, though, when I would go to anger management, we would do relaxation techniques, and I would get to fall asleep. So sometimes anger management just meant nap time.
Oh boy! I'm glad this story had a happy ending after all.
Yeah, have a look. My 2 dice trays.
I would sleep in
Oh my
shop
fuck!
pretty
Fizzy's
regularly.
live!
I would show up for work and there wouldn't be like any guns for me to work on, so I would just close the outside door to my shop.
Oh shit, I've got to stream. See you at the Fizzy stream, Lemalin.